started Nest, we came up with the idea of design with a conscience. We felt that there was an idea that really wasn't being developed or shown here in China. We kept being introduced to different people doing interesting work, creating wonderful things, and also working with interesting materials, or giving back in a certain way, or contributing to the environment in a way. And we felt that there was a great opportunity to bring this collective together and create what we've called as Nest, Design with a Conscience. We are a collaboration of 9 different small companies, all demonstrating this idea of design with a conscience, all uniquely in our own different way. So whether it's the materials that we use, whether it's the philanthropy activities we're involved with, or the environmental initiatives, everybody has a backstory, which is really important in each of our individual brands. It really makes up what Nest as a whole is all about. Last month we heard from Grace and Aging Art and Aging Era. She does porcelain. We had Trina talking about her wonderfully handcrafted bags and accessories. And we had Sherry talk about her organic baby clothes. And so tonight, we're going to kind of continue along that line. We have Benita here from Brown Rye. She's going to share stories and sort of her journey through working with apparel and some of the materials she uses. Rachel's going to talk about bamboo and some of the challenges and interesting aspects about working with that very interesting material. And then we have Xiaojing and Jamie introducing Whitetown and going to share some of the materials and again some of the design challenges they're working through.
Original passion since I was a child was making clothes for myself. Not doing much for myself since most of my career has been building businesses for my families. I started with the ping-pong table garden workers, factory workers. I started with a sewing machine that I bought. I also started with a second-hand computer and just started working with a sewer. Started making clothes for myself. Some friends saw it, started making it for them. Eventually, from there, 3 years later, we now have an office in Shanghai Mart, and we have 2 stores, one in Shanghai, one in Tianjin. And for 3 years, we've had 4,000 children, mostly orphan children all over China. And how we've done that is in 2006, we did a winter drive for 2,500 children, orphans all over the northern part of China. These are children that are so poor that we have to share one winter coat of a family of 4 or 5. So the grandfather goes out to the village to buy supplies to help them go to school. So we were able to access these children's name lists in size and weight through the orphan school sponsors. And each child would purchase a winter coat to their size. How we got the funding was through our net income, and a good part also is from our clients. We have a lot of clients in Shanghai that come to have their wedding gowns custom made, sometimes a suit or a baby dress. Some of them are companies who want uniforms for their restaurant, for their bank. So a lot of them end up being our sponsors. I have to say about 95% end up being our donors as well. So that was one project in 2006. The other project we did was in 2007 was to distribute 1,400 gift bags to participate. They've got towels, bowls, chopsticks, hair bags, comb, toothbrush, anything that we need daily. And it's distributed to special needs orphan children in the orphanage system. Most of them are going to be stuck in the orphanage system. They have very little chance of being adopted. Some of them cannot go to school. Their funding is about 3 million a day. It's only enough for food. So it's a very, very sad situation for them. We were able to work with sort of like a charity group in the U.S. who partially paid for it and partially also paid for our company funds. And some again from our clients. The special needs orphanage where most of the children that are considered stricken sick, brain damaged, or need life-saving surgeries that cannot be done at the countryside level, they're sent to this orphanage. So about 80 to 90% would be special needs children. And when we went to, when we started working with them, they had very high mortality rates. We get about 100 children a year, and about 80-90% don't survive more than a year. They had a ratio of about 20 babies to 1 E. So the babies need to be fed almost every hour, every 2 hours. So a lot of them are abandoned between the ages of a few days to 3 months old. And by the time they get to the orphanage system, they've probably starved for a few days already because they were abandoned on the street. Probably some stranger found them, brought them to the police station sent them through the judicial system, then they get them to the orphanage in a few days. So part of the work really was getting them some help. And so our company paid for 7 full-time staff in the orphanage. That meant monthly salaries for the past 2 years, 57 people, doctor, nurse, some IEs, and a few therapists. And now, after the 3rd year, mortality rates have gone down. Children are much healthier. We've been able to work with different groups and charities to put these children in foster care. If they need medical surgery, we work with 2 different organizations here. One is called the other is called the Foundation. Most people need life-saving surgeries. And how we get the funding, again, we get a very good response. The children that are considered emergency get funding within 3 to 7 days. And the funding is about between 3,000 to 3,000 a week. And how we get the funding, again, is through the grants. Most people are applying this. We'll email them. They'll just let us know. Or just let us know if you have any babies and surgery. So some actually end up helping 3 to 5 children a year. So we've had a very, very good turnout. This year alone was someone who did really actually. The other program that we do in the Ground Rise is we take care of our employees. So we provide them with more than market rate salaries, and we also provide them with education programs. If one of them came in as a sewer, we hope to give them within 6 months to a year some training so that they can have a chance to probably obtain a higher salary than they started with. We provide all the systems. We try to provide assignment, which they can not keep signing as long-term contracts in return for they went for more training. If it's a pattern maker, he's committed to doing 2 to 3 months of skills and skill training. We would sign a longer contract with them so they can polish on and really invest in them. The employees are pretty happy. I think we're making a small difference. Like we started with I started with 1 store 3 years ago. Now we have about 15 plus our sales team of about another 5. Generally, everyone is dedicated to work. They know that every outfit we do goes to some cost. I have not taken this out in the past 3 years. I don't really plan to. I've invested some money, and I hope that when that comes back to the money invested in other social enterprise. So that would be the same true to the company. The long term for the business would be to, after a few years, when the company is able to stand on its own financially,